Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry I'm about a minute late, and I had to postpone another 15 minutes. I wasn't quite ready this morning, so uh, bear with me here. I'm going to check my iPad and make sure my sound and everything is working. I can get it open here. All right, looks like we're there. Let me check my sound. All right, looks like we're there. Okay, that sounds good. Everything looks good. All right, I want to welcome you here this morning. It is Monday, December 23rd, 2024, and we're Christmas Eve today, I guess is what you could say. And I want to welcome you here today. Be sure that you like and share the video. And when you come on, please comment so I can see that you're here. I'm just going to give a moment here, kind of catch my breath a little bit. Okay, my name is Debbie Foster, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas, and I want to welcome you here to Creating Cards with Debbie. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can click that subscribe button and click that little bell, and you'll be notified when I go live. And if you're watching me on Facebook, be sure that you like the video and share it with your friends and family. So I think that's about all I need for the introduction for today. So let me turn you down to my desktop here so we can get started. Go in there and switch you around. Okay. And it looks fairly good. Okay. Like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie. And if you want to shop any of my products, you can go to my store, which is www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. That's also in the description of this video if you miss it. And the December 2024 host code is F9SBPFK7, and that's also in the description of the video. And you'll use that code if your order is under $150. So I'll set that aside. I want to remind everybody that we still have our last chance products going on, and those are available while supplies last. And what that is, it's going to be items that are out of the mini catalog that's going to be retiring here December 31st. So if there's anything in there that you're wanting, you want to make sure that you get those in your order. And some of them are even reduced in price, so that's even good. And then some of our online exclusives are also on that last chance list. If you'd like, you can contact me and I could send you a link for that list so that you'll know which is going to be retiring, which isn't. Okay, so Paper Pumpkin for the month of January is going to be Hearts for You, is what it's called. And it says you got till January 10th to subscribe. It says create heartfelt cards for Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, and beyond. It makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 envelopes, heart-shaped pre-cut pieces and stickers, twine and heart gem embellishments. Coordinating colors are flirty flamingo, petal pink, and real red is your classic Stampin' Spot that you'll get with that. Champagne foil adds shine to these elegant handmade cards. And also you can add on the dies that coordinate with the next 3 months, which will be January, February, and March. So these are $12. And I still didn't put the item code number in here. I need to make a note for myself to go do that. But January is showcasing a heart die, and it cuts out the outer edge plus the inner edge. And then February is going to be, it looks like some kind of a leaf. And then March is the bee. and the beehive, looks like. So lots of fun. If you want any more information on those, just contact me. You can either email me, private message me, whichever way works for you. All right, then our new mini catalog that's coming up January, what is the date that starts? It starts January 7th, and it runs through May until, well, May 5th is when it ends. So you want to make sure that you are aware of that coming up. Morning, Sharon. Glad you're here. And then also along with that, we've got our celebration that will start January 7th also, and that runs through February 28th. So that's only 2 months that this is good for, which is with every $60 that you buy, you get a free item. And with every, I think there's another one that's $120 that you can get a free item with that too. So like I said, if you got questions, reach out to me. All right. So I guess that's about all the housekeeping notes that I need to go over. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm doing something a little bit different today other than Christmas. I'm kind of burned out on getting Christmas cards and all that stuff. So we're going to go on to our new year, which will be 2025. And we're going to make this little cute easel calendar card. And I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up really good. It opens up, and then it's got a little place for your post-it notes, and then a little picture up here to go along with it. So let's go ahead and get started with that. But I want to show you what coordinates with that. It's going to be a gift bag. And you can put, well, if you're going to give this as a gift, you can put that inside along with maybe a card or something or some candies. And I'm going to show you how to do both of those. So let's go ahead and start with our card. I'm going to be using multiple items here. We're going to start out with our designer series paper, but I'm using my designer series paper that is retired. I think this retired a couple of years ago. So if you've got any of that stash of designer series paper that you don't know what to do with, this would be a good project to be able to use up some of those papers instead of letting them sit there and collecting dust. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I don't even remember what that one's called. It came with a, it was a cat and a dog bundle, I think, that it came with, but I don't remember exactly which one it was. So let me get my bits and pieces over here and my instructions and all that good stuff. Oh, like I was saying, we're going to be using the Fluffiest Friends stamp set and the dies that go along with that. And then also the Playing in the Rain, I'm going to be using the sentiment out of there. Let's set this over here out of the way. And also I'm using the tailor-made tags and also the Nested Essentials dies. All right, we're going to start out with our card base. We're going to be doing some scoring on all of our pieces here. So I've got a basic black cardstock, which is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. We're going to burnish that edge. This is just our standard card base. Get my instructions over here. And then our designer series paper is going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and that's going to go on to our front of our card base. So we're going to set that aside. And then I've got two basic black also. This one measures 4 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches. So we're going to do some scoring. I'm going to bring out my paper trimmer to be able to do my score lines. Kind of scooch things out of the way here, make some room. Now make sure you're not using your cutting blade. Make sure it's your score blade, the light gray one. So we're going to start with the larger piece. This is our 4.5 inch by 5.5 inch. And we're going to start on the 5.5 inch side, and we're going to score that at 2.5 inches. And then we're going to scooch that over to the 3-inch line, and we'll do another score line there. And then we're going to turn it to the 4-inch side, the 4.5 inch side. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. I thought I was doing the wrong one. We're right. And then we're going to score that side at 1/2 inch. I like to use it on this side when I've got a sheet, so it pushes up against the edge of our trimmer there. And then I'm going to turn that around to the other side and scooch it over to the 4-inch line. Score that. We'll set that aside for a moment. We're going to bring out our 4x4 basic black. And this is going to be scored at 1/2 inch. This is going to make our easel in the center of our card. So 1/2 inch. I'm going to turn it back over to this side. And we'll go to the 2-inch line. And again at the 3.5 inch line. Okay, so that's all of our scoring that we're going to be doing. So we'll put the paper trimmer back. I'm going to take off my Christmas headband here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Trying to be a little festive today. All right, so we're going to do our scoring. We're going to fold those score lines up, and we're going to burnish those edges. Hope everybody had a good weekend. And fold those up, burnish those. And one more right there. This. All right. Now this piece, we're going to make our little tabs. So on that center, those two center ones right there, we're going to snip it up to that first score line. So bring my paper snips up here, and making sure I'm in the camera view. And just snip it right up to that first score line. And then we're going to miter those corners. Just kind of takes the bulk out of our cardstock, so it's easy to fold it up. And then we're going to do the other side the same. My eyes are playing games on me today. I don't know if it's the kind of glary weather outside or what's going on. All right, and then we'll pull those little pieces out of there. So these are going to flip over. So we like this, but first we're going to bring in our other piece of our designer series paper, and this one measures 3 3/8 inches long by 2 3/8 inch deep. And that's going to go onto our front panel of this little pocket. This pocket's going to be the one that holds our sticky notes. And then the calendar is going to go on the outside of it. Get a hold of that without getting glue all over my fingers. And we're going to bring that over here and center it on that top panel. Oops, shifting on me. Stay still there. Okay, so there's the front of our pocket. Now I'm going to bring my calendar over here, and I'm going to add that before I attach the sides of it. So these little calendars I got on Amazon. It's for 2025, and they measure, what are they? They are about 2 inches by 3 inches. Well, maybe 3 and 1/16 by 2 and 1/16, just a little bit over. So that's going to go on the front of this. And I'm just going to add my adhesive to the back of my calendar. And I'm going to place that on the center of that designer series paper there. And getting it straight. I'm going to pull that down so I can see a little better. I'm just going to hold that there for a moment to let it attach itself. Okay, now we're going to work on our pocket. So we're going to fold those little flaps back over here. We're going to attach some glue to those tabs. Just a little dot, don't need much. And I'm going to attach this first to the back side. So I'm going to turn it over here. And match that up and pinch it for a bit. And the same with this one. My finger is situated here. All right, that should be good. Now we're going to attach our front flap to that. So put some glue on that, both sides at the same time. And press that into place. Give it just a moment. And the same with this side. I am going to run my bone folder in there just to press it a little bit more to make sure the glue is sticking. I thought that moved on me, but it's looking good. So here we have our little pocket. Okay, so let's bring our other one over here. This is our 4x4. And we're going to burnish those score lines in that one. I'm going to go the center one to fold it in, and then the outside ½ inch ones, I'm going to fold them outward. So it'll look like a M or a W. So we're going to burnish those lines, those 4 lines. And again on this one, give it just a little extra. And we're going to bring our base of our card back over here. And we're going to run glue along these little tabs. So I'm going to start with the front side first. And then I'll take my card base and I'm going to turn it around here so I can see that I've got it straight. And I'm kind of using the grid marks on my paper here to make sure everything's lined up good. You know how I am getting things straight. All right, press that down a bit. Did I move it? No. And I'm going to do the same with the other side. And then we're just going to close that card down on top of that and press it down. Okay, so it'll look like this on the inside. That's our little easel. And we're going to bring our designer series paper over here. And we're going to attach that to our card front. Some glue around the edges. You could use any kind of paper that you might have. It's a good way to use up our stash. That way it justifies buying new when the new stuff comes out, which is going to be here soon. All right, so here's our card front so far. If you wanted to, you could put another sheet of white on the back, and then you could be able to have a space to write with, but I didn't with mine, but I might add it later. All right. And then I'm going to take our pocket calendar here, and I'm going to attach that to our card front. And I want to get it down far enough so I have room for my sentiment and all that on the top. So I'm going to put it closer to the bottom, centered. Right there. And I'm going to use one of my blocks, acrylic blocks here, to hold that in place so it has time to dry. And it kind of gives it a little weight. So we're going to set that aside for now. We're going to start working on our sentiment area. So I've got our basic white scrap here. And I'm going to stamp the cat. This set comes with different animals in it. We've got a rabbit, a bird, a beaver, a cat. That looks like a gerbil or something, gerbil, or a hamster or something, and then the bear. I'm using the cat one, but you could use any of those that you'd like, or any, whatever your card's going to be based on. Your paper will be what you choose for your sentiment and all. So, all right, we're going to take our cat image and we're going to stamp that using our black Memento ink. And close that up. And then I've cut out our frame using the Nested Essentials dies. And I used this die right here. It comes in the banners, these little squares, octagons, rectangles. And then it's got the little other shapes. So it's got all three different shapes in here. But we're going to use this one, and I'm going to do some heat embossing with this. Make sure I don't lose things here. And I'm going to use the Oh Happy Day, which came out of the Playing in the Rain stamp set. It's this one right here. And I'm going to heat emboss that using our black embossing powder. I'm going to take my embossing buddy, and I'm going to make sure I don't have any static cling on my layer here. And grab our Versamark ink. And I'm going to stamp Oh Happy Day. And I want to make sure I've got that inked up really good. I'm going to turn it sideways so it'll fit on our card. And I'm going to put it in the upper right-hand corner. Close this up so we don't get embossing powder in it. And I have scrap paper over here. We're going to lay that on there to run our embossing powder. And let me pick this up to work with it. And I want to make sure it covers really good, so I'm probably going to dump it twice, just to be sure. Give it a little extra. Put that back into our jar. And we'll bring our heat gun, I'm going to use my reversible tweezers so I don't burn my fingers. Watch the magic. Down here in the camera view. Put it up here so you can see it. It just takes a moment for the heat gun to warm up so it starts melting the powder. You don't want to run it too long. It could burn your embossing powder. About that long is about all it takes. And take that out of the way. So here's our sentiment on there with the black embossing powder. We're going to set that aside. We're going to do some coloring with our Stampin' Blends. And I've got a variety of colors here, so I'll kind of go through them as I go. I'm going to start out with pumpkin pie, and I'm using the light and the dark for the cat. So I'm going to outline them with the dark pumpkin pie. The stamped image kind of gives us little lines that we can follow, so makes it easy to do a little shading. Is everybody ready for Christmas? Hard to believe it's here already. I swear the older I get, the faster the time goes. And I'm just kind of outlining the cat a little bit with the dark pumpkin pie. Don't forget her arms here. Okay, so we're going to finish that one. We're going to bring in the light pumpkin pie. All right, looking good, looking good. Go around that flower. I'm going to switch tips here. I'm going to go with the brush end. It'll be a little faster coloring. Kind of smooth that out a little bit. Blend it in. All right, I like how that looks. Now we're going to come back with our I need to bring back my dark pumpkin pie. Forgot to do his nose, his snout. This is the dark pumpkin pie. And we're going to do his nose with the light pretty in pink. And the flower pot we're going to do with light and dark copper clay. I'm going to start with the dark, do some shading. That's about all I want with that one. And let me do the center of the flower with the dark copper clay too. Now the light copper clay. Do the rest of the flower pots. All right, and then we're going to do the flower with our pool party, the dark and the light. I'll start with the dark, do the shading. Come back with the light pool party to color the rest of the flower petals. And then I'm going to use the dark granny apple green. Well, let's see, maybe the light. Yeah, I'm going to use the light granny apple green to do the leaf and the stem of the flower. Okay, that's about it of that. So we're going to die cut that out. And with the magic of TV, I've already done that. So we're going to attach this to our Easel card. And I'm just going to place it up here. Well, kind of covers up my images there, but that's okay. Use our adhesive to attach that. I'm going to put it off to the upper left side. And then we're going to add our cat to that. And make sure that our tail doesn't cover our sentiment. Okay. And next we're going to add a little bow up here. I thought about putting it down here, but then it's going to be in the way of the sticky notes. And I need my mini glue dots here. I take your pick tool. And we're just going to set that up on the upper left-hand corner of our card. I'm going to roll that glue dot just a little bit. I want my bow. I think I'm going to put it this way. Bring our ribbon scissors over here, and we're going to snip those tails of our bow a little bit. You could also add some gems to these also, but I didn't on mine. So let me see what color I want. My sticky notes, I'm going to put that right in there. And it's also got room for a little pencil on the side if you wanted to put a pencil with it. Let me see what I've got here. Right now, I can't find any pencils when I want one. Here's one. So it would fit alongside there with that. Let's bring it back into camera. So what do you think? All right, so there's our Easel calendar card. Now we're going to work on our gift bag. Let me bring our pieces over here. space here for myself. All right. Again, I've got that same matching paper, which could be anything. And this measures 10 by 10. And you're going to need 2 of those. And then you're going to score at, on the top area, it'll be 1 1/4 inch. And then on the other 3 sides, it's going to be 2 1/2 inches. Let me make sure. Yes, 2 1/2 inches on all 3 sides. So 1 1/4 inch on the top, 2 1/2 inches on both sides and the bottom. And you do the same with both of them. So we're going to burnish those lines. Our bone folder. And this is going to fold back. Burnish that and do the same with the other side. And again at the bottom score line. So you've got this top flap, that 1 1/4 inch is folded back over on itself. So we're going to do the other side the same way. Same over here. And this bottom one gets folded up. So it's going to look like this. All right, now we're going to take those 2 and we're going to connect them together. So I'm going to just slide this one side over up underneath this other flap, matching up our seams, our score lines. So I'm going to take our glue and put back here. My glue bottle must be running low again. Seems like I go through a lot of glue. And I'm going to run an extra line of glue right across, right above that score line. So it kind of connects there a little bit. And then we're going to slip that up underneath that other flap and match up our score lines and our bottom edge and press that down. So you're going to have them both connected. Oh, my figures didn't match up very good though, did they? I think the other side probably will. All right, we're going to do the same thing with this. We're just going to fold that one flap over and this one over that. And we're going to do the same. We're going to add our glue to the side of the flap. And again, I'm going to run an extra line of glue right across that seam. And I want to slide this up underneath that flap, pushing it so it's in there all the way. And I'm going to lay it down to see how it's doing. I pushed it up a little bit more. And just making sure that it's attaching good. So here we've got our box. Okay, so now we're going to slit our tabs up here. So I'm going to use my paper snips. I'm going to grab my bigger scissors here. I'm just going to cut those along that edge. It didn't feel right. And again, just cut it up to our score line right there. This one here. And then I'm going to miter those a little bit. So let me push that back a little bit. I've got some scragglies in here. I need to pull that out. Move those out of the way so I don't snip them by accident. And we're going to just miter these tabs a little bit. And again with the other one. All right, so I got that. Let's push those bottoms back out again. Hi, Becky. Merry Christmas to you, too. Hard to believe it's here already. All right, we're going to push in our bottom tabs. And we're going to line up our edges of our bottom fold. And we're going to bring that back over. And the only time I glue is going to be on this bottom flap. You could probably glue the insides if you wanted to, but they're not going to go nowhere. So I didn't. And put that down. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to just put my scissors in there to just kind of give it some pressure. Oops, I bumped the camera there. Sorry. Okay, so there's our box. Very cute, and it goes along with our card. But you can't really see the figures on that one. The calendar's all covering it up. And then to add a little bit of oomph to that, I'm going to die cut a tag out using, well, I am reaching across myself here. This is another retired product, but I didn't get rid of it. I saved it. It's the Tailor Made tags. And it's got this little tag in there. And where did I put it? I had it here. Oh, there it is. It fell off my table thing. And this is the tiniest tag. And I cut that out already using our basic white cardstock. And we're going to, you could put the person's name on there, or you could just stamp Merry Christmas or for you or something on it. But I'm just going to leave it blank. So I haven't decided who this is going to be for yet. So I'm going to attach that with a mini glue dot to my package here, my gift bag. The mini glue dot, I'm going to add that to my package. And we're just going to kind of put it kitty corner at the one side there. And then I'm going to add another mini glue dot to the center of that, and I'm going to add a bow to that. And I'm using the same ribbon that I used for the card. Now, come on, lift off of there. I've already tied the bow ahead of time. This is using the, it's called the Black and Berry Vanilla large check ribbon. We had the black and white checked there for a while, but now we've got the very vanilla and black check. So it's pretty similar. I think the checks are probably a little bit bigger in this one. Okay, so that's how it would look. And you'd write their name on there, or Merry Christmas, or for you, or anything could be on there. All right, so this was a short video today, not even an hour. That's unusual for me. Get things out of the way. And like I said, you could fit this inside of that little bag. Some tissue paper, maybe a card along with that. Some candy. Possibilities are endless, whatever you'd like to put in there. So what'd you think of today's projects? I know it's kind of short and sweet. And like I said, you could add another layer of basic white on the back, and then you'd have room to write a little note or your name or anything to whoever you're giving it to. I hadn't done it yet. I'm probably going to add it later. All right, so let those sit there for a moment. Which ones? Do you like both of them? You liked them? Cute? Okay. Thanks, Sharon. Yeah. I know I've got some things I got to get out to you girls yet, so you may be getting one of these. Just saying, maybe. All right. Guess that's all I have for today. I know I probably won't be on Friday. I've been kind of slouching on the Friday the last couple of weeks because of the holidays and everything. Everybody's so busy. So I should be back again next Monday, which will be December 30th. And that'll be 10:30 Central Time, 11:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Mountain Time, and 8:30 Pacific Time. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be showing. Probably some new products that we've gotten that are coming in the new catalog. So it'll be something good, hopefully. All right, until next Monday, y'all have a Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. Enjoy time with your family and don't eat too much or not. And we'll see you again after Christmas. Thank you for being here. Be sure you like and share the video. And if you're watching YouTube, be sure you hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you next week. Bye.